And Sugar Ray Leonard, the brain trust behind Shawn O'Sullivan, feel like it's now or never. You got to find out whether you got a quality fighter or not. It's not too soon for him, and you know something, I agree with him. It's not too soon. We got to find out whether Shawn O'Sullivan is a quality professional fighter.
All right, what is the fight doctor breakdown as we look at the matchups?
Well, in experience, obviously, we see Brown has almost twice as many fights as O'Sullivan. In power, O'Sullivan has 8 knockouts in 11 fights. He has power. Defense, Brown is a fine boxer and a great defensive, skillful technician. As far as crowd's concerned, it's obviously all O'Sullivan. Even the ushers are wearing O'Sullivan T-shirts.
All right, we'll be back to take a close-up look at Shawn O'Sullivan as NBC's Sports World continues.
Shawn, some people criticize you as being too carefully brought along. People say each opponent's too carefully picked. Now you face Simon Brown. Do you think you've been brought along too carefully? Is Simon Brown one of your toughest challenges?
Well, I think those who would criticize how slowly I've been brought along would not be looking too closely at the actual records of the opponents I've boxed. On paper, the opponents, every one of the opponents have been very, very good opponents with good experience, far more experience than I have had as a professional. However, they look at the outcome of the bouts, which throw an awful big shadow on both of our records. It appears that I'm far more experienced and far better.
The rap on you is that you are a bleeder. You've only had 11 fights, but already people are saying they bust you open. Is that justified?
Myself, I've had the misfortune of being cut 3 times as a professional, mainly due to my own ignorance, or maybe my own naivety. I had been warned by many people who I've been associated with at the outset of my professional career to watch out for particular opponents who, when they realized they couldn't beat you with their own 2 hands, they would use anything humanly possible to beat me.
In every bout, there's a possibility of loss. How would a loss to Simon Brown affect you at this point in your career?
I'm the guy who has to get up in the morning and face myself in the mirror, and a loss to anyone would be a problem with me, and therefore I wouldn't like that.
And Sugar Ray Leonard is a man who knows both O'Sullivan and Brown very well, and that Simon Brown at one time was a sparring partner for you, Ray. What do you tell O'Sullivan about Brown?
Well, first thing, because Simon Brown makes very few mistakes because he has the experience, Marv, and the fact that working with him, he showed me that he is a very tricky fighter, very slick fighter. He baits you in and he commits you to mistakes. He capitalizes on them. Good counterpuncher, a very good counter right hand. And I've been impressed with the right hand. Been working with Shawn as far as being able to counter his counter right hand. And this is a very interesting matchup because it depends on what fighter initially establishes grounds first. Who's going to dictate the pace and tempo of the fight.
Do you find it difficult working in the corner? Are you a quiet guy in the corner or very aggressive?
Well, I tell you, the first time I was actually in the corner was with my brother Roger, and I was a very emotional guy. I was not quiet at all, but that's a different story. Here, I'm a more professional guy because you have to be very composed and not let the other guy, the fighter, know that you're upset about something. Say, for example, if there was a cut, not to give away your facial expressions.
And in effect, you don't want chaos in the corner. I know your corner was always very, very quiet.
I think we had one of the most professional corners around. And that is a key. I think it's essential that you have a corner that's very professional, very composed. And under any circumstances, you must be very cool about it.
All right, and working out, I know you've been doing some sparring with Shawn O'Sullivan. Is that what spurred on the thoughts of perhaps getting back into it?
Not at all. I mean, this is nothing new to anyone that I've always wanted to fight Hagler. I think the shock is the fact that I waited 2 years and said, okay, let's do it now after Kevin Howard fight. But I just want to do it. If he says yes, fine. If not, life goes on for me.
So you're still waiting on a decision?
Well, he probably fight Hearns because he beat Hearns and it's an easy fight. Professional standpoint, why not?
Are you bothered by people saying, hey, Ray, you shouldn't do this? What's going on? What are you doing?
They would say the same thing if I tried to run for president.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Is that a possibility?
Let's talk about it later on.
Ray, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark.
All right, we'll be back. Take a close-up look at Simon Brown right after we pause for these words. Jamaica's Simon Brown treads on hostile territory when he meets the pride of Toronto, Shawn O'Sullivan. Currently a resident of Washington, D.C., Brown, a one-time sparring partner of Sugar Ray Leonard, amassed an impressive record of 21 wins, no losses, and 15 knockouts before stepping up in class to go against Marlon Starling in November of 1985. Termed a defensive contest, Starling backed up Brown, worked to the inside, and forced wild punches. Starling gained the decision. Brown gained an education. In his last outing, Simon Brown took on Kevin Howard, the same Kevin Howard who put a damper on Sugar Ray Leonard's comeback in May of 1984. Brown was up for the task and took out Howard in the 7th round. The taste of victory fresh in his mind, Simon Brown knows he could be walking into a hornet's nest.
Simon, you're coming into Toronto, Canada. They're building Shawn O'Sullivan up to be a big Canadian star. Now, why would you take a fight in a guy's hometown where they're trying to make him a big star?
Because, first of all, I think that I got a good opportunity of coming up here and beat the guy. I know that he has 11 fights with 8 knockouts. You know, I got 22 fights with 16 knockouts. They say he's the knockout artist, but like I tell everyone else, you know, he haven't fought anyone like myself as yet. You know, until you get through myself, then I could say, yeah, well, I guess they're telling the truth. But I doubt that very seriously.
Simon, you were Sugar Ray Leonard's sparring partner for a time. Sugar Ray is training Shawn. Is there any way that gives Shawn an advantage? Could Sugar Ray tell him something about you that he didn't already know?
I doubt it, you know, because my style has changed a lot. That, you know, I really doubted that he could really, you know, learn something from that fight to teach Shawn this one. You could look at films or some of my later fights or something like that to teach him something. But I doubt it seriously if that would even help him.
Simon Brown and Shawn O'Sullivan coming up shortly, but right now let's go to Bill McAtee in our studio in New York. He began his professional career back in February of 1982. He won 13 of his first 15 fights by knockout, 4 in the first round, 2 in the second round. And he is definitely the enemy here, because this is Shawn O'Sullivan territory. Simon Brown making his way toward the ring. Ranked number 7 by the IBF. In the WBC top 10, his last fight back in March, he knocked out Kevin Howard in the 7th round. His previous bout last November lost that 12-round split decision to Marlon Starling. And that is only loss. In fact, Starling was a big jump in class for Simon Brown. And like Shawn O'Sullivan, Simon Brown has never been put to the canvas as a professional or during his amateur days. So Simon Brown in the ring and ready. And Shawn O'Sullivan will be making his way in just a moment. Crowd of about 7,000 here at the Coliseum at the Canadian National Exhibition Center in downtown Toronto. That is Mike Traynor, Shawn O'Sullivan's attorney. The city of Toronto's most popular athlete. And he's been a major attraction throughout Canada, drawing packed houses everywhere. Shawn O'Sullivan, 24 years old, a record of 11-0, 8 by knockout. His last fight, back in March, he stopped Alberto Lopez in the 2nd round in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. his pro career. In October of '84 with a 6-round decision over Vint Hammock. That was here in Toronto, a fight we telecast on NBC. In the 1984 Los Angeles Olympics, O'Sullivan lost that controversial decision to Frank Tate of the United States for the gold medal in the light middleweight class. And he turned pro later on that year. And here comes O'Sullivan. We'll be back with Shawn O'Sullivan and Simon Brown in just a moment. Well, this crowd is certainly ready for Shawn O'Sullivan and Simon Brown, and we're set to go to the ring for the introductions. Here's Joe Tilley.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our main event of the afternoon. Scheduled for 10 fast and furious rounds in the welterweight division. The referee is Mr. Fern Kretja. Introducing in the blue corner, weighing 148 pounds in the burgundy trunks with blue stripe. His professional record is 22-1 with 16 knockouts. He's ranked 12th by the WBC, 8th by the IBF, currently ranked 4th by Ring Magazine. From Washington, D.C., Simon Brown. And in the red corner, weighing in at 149 pounds in the white trunks with the red stripe, his professional record, 11 wins, no defeats, 8 big knockouts. He's a 7-time Canadian amateur champion, 2-time amateur world champion, silver medalist at the 1984 Olympics in Los Angeles, the 3rd-ranked contender for the Canadian welterweight title. He's ranked 15th by the WBC. Ladies and gentlemen, Toronto's own Shawn O'Sullivan.
Yes, very much Toronto's own Shawn O'Sullivan, getting set for his biggest test as a professional. The referee is Fern Kretja out of Toronto. In fact, all 3 judges are from Toronto. Bernie Cormier, Frank Bullard, Chuck Williams. Scoring handled by the judges. On the 10-point must system, the 3 knockdown rule is in effect. No standing 8. And the bell does not save the fighter except in the final round. And once again, we will be relating the scoring to you round by round. It will not be announced here. In fact, there have been monitors set up in both dressing rooms, so O'Sullivan's people and Brown's people will learn of the scoring from our telecast, and then we'll race back to ringside to inform their fighters.
An interesting development in Canada. You can hear it's going to be tough to get a fair decision. We'll see from the judges as the bout progresses.
And this bout sanctioned by the Ontario Athletic Commission. The commissioner is one-time welterweight contender Clyde Gray. This is round 1, scheduled for 10. Simon Brown and Shawn O'Sullivan. Brown is a strong body puncher, does have a good left hook. Sometimes he has been impatient. There was doubt earlier in his career concerning his stamina. He did go 12 rounds with Marlon Starling. And you mentioned earlier there have been questions about O'Sullivan, who has been bleeding from time to time during the course of his pro career. Good left hand by O'Sullivan. And O'Sullivan right to the attack with the right hand.
The expected motion by Simon has not materialized. Simon Brown has decided to stand right in front of Shawn O'Sullivan and play it out with him.
O'Sullivan is a boxer puncher, always on the offensive, likes to stalk his opponent. The other question mark has been defense. Still raw in that area.
He's landing that right hand. A clear right hand. Shawn O'Sullivan has been landing since the opening gong. Again, surprised that Simon Brown has not been showing any motion, but coming straight at Shawn O'Sullivan.
This crowd reacting every time O'Sullivan gets close. Under a minute to go in this first round.
Simon Brown putting some powerful shots right to the body of O'Sullivan. It paid off a second later as he went to the head and connected with a good right hand.
And the referee, Fern Cretier, with some words for Brown for the holding tactic. Good left hand by Brown.
Brown is hitting low, and will get a warning for that.
Coming up on 15 seconds to go in this first round. So that is the end of this first round. Marv Albert with the fight doctor, Ferdy Pacheco from the Coliseum in Toronto. Good first round. This is round two.
The surprise of that first round was Simon did not show motion. Simon Brown went right to the attack, and Shawn O'Sullivan began to move around and circle, the exact reversal of roles that they had predicted. Simon Brown beginning to find the range with that right hand. Oh, holding and hitting on the part of Simon Brown.
And Simon Brown continues to get the left hand in on Shawn O'Sullivan.
Fighting in close like that means cut territory. These two guys are hammering each other with their best shots right here. You're looking at toe-to-toe hammering.
And there's Sugar Ray Leonard in the corner of Shawn O'Sullivan. Mentioned earlier that he's a quiet man in the corner.
He's going to get a lot more quiet if Simon Brown keeps tattooing that right hand off the jaw of Shawn O'Sullivan. He's catching him just cold with it.
Coming up on a minute remaining in the second round. Combination by O'Sullivan got the crowd going, but Brown right back and snapping the right hand. Scoring of the first round went O'Sullivan's way by the count of 10-9, 10-9. And one judge had it even, but Simon Brown with a strong second round.
Simon Brown is getting to Shawn O'Sullivan, and it's beginning to weaken him. Even his punches don't have that zip that they had in that first round. It's a tribute to one judge that had that even. I had that first round for Shawn O'Sullivan. So here in Canada, apparently they're seeing this fight fairly. Oh, what a shot by Simon Brown. Another.
Simon Brown landing to the head of Shawn O'Sullivan, who looks wobbly. Final seconds, second round.
I thought the bell had sounded.
May have been a false bell or a premature bell. And Shawn O'Sullivan in trouble, particularly in the latter stage of the second round. Shawn O'Sullivan, this is only his 12th professional fight. He won 8 by knockout. Simon Brown, as we had mentioned earlier, certainly a step up in quality, and Shawn O'Sullivan saw that firsthand in the second round. This is round 3, and Brown goes right at O'Sullivan.
Well, if there was a change in quality, it was certainly evident in that second round. It was all Brown, a very strong 10-9 round.
Simon Brown comes in at 22-1, 16 by knockout, and he has been able to pick away at O'Sullivan.
O'Sullivan has no solution for those clearly open right hands. Simon Brown just got easy payday there with that right hand, and he had worked it beautifully in the second round, and it looks like he's going to do more of the same here in the third. The only hope O'Sullivan has to avoid another whipping like that is to put some hurt on Brown.
Just over a minute gone by in this third round. On the judges' scorecard, Brown won 10-9 on all 3 in round number 2.
Oh, low blow. O'Sullivan's face lumping up. They've been using end swell in the corner as Ralph Citro, the corner man, but that's not going to help the way he's getting hammered.
Big left hand by Brown.
The referee was on the wrong side of that combat. Simon Brown landed 3 low blows in that exchange.
Under a minute left in this third round. Oh, a big right hand by Brown. And O'Sullivan has had very little on his punches in this third round. Oh, and O'Sullivan in big trouble. Simon Brown all over O'Sullivan. There's no standing 8, and let's see what the referee is doing. Did he call the fight? There's no standing 8. Did he call the fight? He did. Fern Cretier says it is all over. There seemed to be indecision, but Cretier, as if he wanted to explain it to Shawn O'Sullivan, says it is all over. And Simon Brown has stopped Shawn O'Sullivan in round number 3.
And the answer to that is, as you said, there's no standing 8 count. O'Sullivan wasn't going down. The referee could really do nothing but what he did, or else O'Sullivan's life was in jeopardy. He was out on his feet.
I don't think there can be any disagreement at all with the move by referee Fern Cretier, as Simon Brown has gone on the road. And he has gone into hostile territory here at the Coliseum in Toronto, and he has stopped Toronto's most popular athlete, the 1984 Olympic silver medalist for Canada, Shawn O'Sullivan, who perhaps did move too far ahead too quickly.
I was going to say the answer to our question, did he move too fast, was yes. The quality was so evident from the second round on. Let's go to the replay. Let's see the kind of clear punching that Simon Brown was doing, which made it a mandatory. It had to be stopped. There's the punch. That right hand rendered him unconscious. To all intents and purposes, he's out. Here's where you can get hurt. The referee did exactly the right thing.
All right, from another angle, Simon Brown all over Shawn O'Sullivan. And it is called in the third round. We'll get the official time in a moment. Here it is.
Main event of the afternoon. The referee stops the fight at 2:37 of the third round. The winner, Simon Brown.
Simon Baker, now living in Washington, D.C. Simon Brown unloading on Shawn O'Sullivan. He picked up the pace in the second round after O'Sullivan won the first on the scorecard. And then Simon Brown snapping away at O'Sullivan, got him in trouble. And the fight was stopped at 2:37 of round number 3. And for Simon Brown, who comes off a tough 12-round split decision, a loss to Marlon Starling in a USBA title fight back in November for his only loss. This certainly a major step forward. Simon Brown is alongside the fight doctor. Let's go to the ring.
Congratulations on a very fast and very impressive win.
Thank you, Freddie Pacheco. First of all, I want to say I thank NBC to give me the opportunity to show my face to the world that what I'm about, because a lot of people hear about myself, but they never see myself in action. And that's why I thank NBC to give me the opportunity.
That first round was all toe-to-toe. We gave it to your opponent, Shawn O'Sullivan. Then the second looked like you just took over.
Oh, definitely. He come at me the first round, he hit me with a few right hand, but I look at him and say, keep it up. And he stopped backing up, and I tell him that he wasn't doing nothing to myself, really. And when he said that I was still coming, bobbing and weaving, he still keep on trying, but I think that I was just a little bit tougher than he is. I'm a more experienced fighter. Mike Trainer, I think he made a mistake, pick that guy for myself. So right now, I'm just looking forward ahead and see what kind of championship they want to give me right now.
Joe Correa said, his man says, or Ray Leonard, you're taking everybody.
I want Donald Curry or Ray. I don't care. Even I love Ray, but I want anybody who got that ability to come out here and work with him.
All right.
Let's go for it.
An impressive win. Congratulations.
I want to say one thing. Hi, Lisa, and hi, Indy. I'll be home soon, baby.
All right. And now back for a moment to ringside and Marv Albert.
All right, Ferdy. Jose Correa in the corner of Simon Brown, screaming that he wants Ray Leonard. I'm not sure if Simon Brown wants Ray Leonard, but Jose wants Ray. We're going to talk to Sugar Ray Leonard in just a moment. Shawn O'Sullivan right now being surrounded by the Canadian media and making his way over to the fight doctor, Shawn O'Sullivan, in a stunner here in the city of Toronto, stopped by Simon Brown in round number 3. And Simon Brown says he'd like either Donald Curry or Ray Leonard. All right, Ferdy is set with Shawn O'Sullivan.
On this afternoon's card.
Well, a short trip down Experience Alley.
Well, it was unfortunate. He's a very good opponent. You can take nothing away from him. I found it very, very strange as to why the referee stopped it the way he did very quickly. I got hit with a couple good shots, but nothing that I felt that would merit or justify a stoppage of the bout.
Well, I must tell you, from our viewpoint, and we played it back 2 or 3 times, the first punch really did devastating damage. The second looked like it almost took your head off, and I, for one, was worried for your safety. You went back in, you were not covering up, and you looked like you had a clear shot at you. Now, Shawn, I know from your viewpoint, you don't see it that way. When you see the replay, you will see a guy about to take your head off. You were in a lot of trouble.
I would admit I was hurt. I had been hit with some good shots. Nothing, though, I mean, the movement backward was simply a defensive move, I think, that all boxers have and learn in the gyms. But it was more a defensive move, not one that was a loss of sense or loss of control. It was more a defensive move, the backing up movement. I wasn't really in that much trouble.
Your first round that you won 10-9 handily, you looked like you were just toe-to-toe, but you looked like your best shots were landing flush, and it wasn't hurting him. Were you discouraged by that?
No, I wasn't discouraged. In fact, I'm never discouraged when I can hit a person. I did hit him with some very good shots. I don't think they did bother him, but that didn't bother me at all. I felt as long as I can hit him, that's fine. I'll do that all night.
Were the low blows bothering you at all in the second and third round?
There was a couple that strange, hit me in my behind and a couple of low on my hip bones. They didn't really bother me. They were strange. I felt very awkward that he was doing them, but they weren't really bothering me, no.
All right, where do we go from here?
Well, we'll have to step back and have a look at everything and then make a decision from there.
Peter Wiley, the manager of Shawn. You look in worse shape than Shawn does right now.
Well, of course, when your boxer loses, you feel a little bit down and out. I'm not going to argue with the judge's decision. That's not my job. I just thought it was kind of quick.
All right. And so from Wiley and from Shawn O'Sullivan to ringside and Marv Albert in a moment.